Okay, it's different every time.
I clicked the button before I could say go. Sorry.
Well,
Nothing but professionalism over here.
so last time on the Fables of Gahlia, you guys had crossed the bridge that you fought the Knoll band on, and had continued to walk towards Horbolder by following the Great Quench, the river that flows down through Horbolder, and through a nice little roll, you actually cut down on some time and made it to the tiered city built into the mountainside of Horbolder, making your way up all of the steps. You found your way into the moving markets, which is a marketplace full of caravans selling many different wares, all wedged in, and every time a bell sounded, all the caravans would move into different spots. And so, making through there, Kaya met an old friend in Priest, who gave you the drop on a couple of people to look into in the area. And then a familiar face for all of you but one, of Jarek Darcy, the half-orc enchantist. Maybe that's what he is. Meeting him and his renamed kobolds, Montague and Bensworth. After a brief chat with them, you were told about the Page Master and going to find him, who sits on the Council of Four Pillars. After a little bit of back and forth, Adeline, you were looking for the nicest tavern in Horbolder, and you were pointed in the direction of the Full Tankard. And so, as you guys began your ascent into the city, up the steps, what would you like to do?
Definitely not give Adeline a piggyback.
Fine, I'm walking this time. Darcy's coming with us, right? We're buying him a drink?
Yep.
Okay, because I need to employ his secret services. That sounds worse than I mean it.
Uh-huh.
Say what you mean to say.
I didn't know you could sing, Rose.
That wasn't me.
It's just someone walking past.
I thought it was nice.
It was a sound from the heavens above. Above the heavens. Or the table, as it were.
Okay.
Anyhow.
I mean, if you want to sing in the future, you can. Not that you need my permission.
Well, thank you.
I think you should sing more.
Thanks.
So
I'm going to pay attention to the security here.
Okay. Go ahead and just make a perception check.
Perception. Jesus. Okay, 5. First one out of the way. Yes.
Got it. I mean, like, looking around, you don't see a ton of guards here. There were some pretty big walls. You were let in fairly easily, though, as well. And with your like background and things, I would say that you would recognize that they maybe don't need a lot of guards on the streets having a strong presence.
Okay.
Maybe the place feels very protected.
Got it. Very good.
Are there a lot of outsiders walking around, or is it like predominantly like dwarven foot traffic?
Yeah, predominantly dwarves, although there are occasional other races and things. Like all of the doorways and things are built to like a regular stature, or maybe short for like one or two of you, but only by a few inches. So everything is kind of built with everyone in mind, thus far at least.
It's inclusive.
Indeed. Forward-thinking dwarves. But yes, if you take a look around, like you see that most of like the doorknobs and things and the handles are a little lower than you would expect. But the doorways are big enough that, even tall humanoids would only have to kind of duck down a little bit to get inside the doorway.
All right.
Mr. Darcy, have you been in town long?
Only but a few days this time around.
Do you come here often?
I get around. I don't stay in one place very often.
I imagine that must be very tiring.
It can be, but, the money doesn't dry up if you keep circulating.
I suppose that makes sense. Have you had many dealings with the leadership here in Hobolda?
Not really. I know of them just from traveling through, and you hear about how things are done in certain places, and so that's how I know about the Four Pillars and such, but other than that, I don't really stay on their radar. Well, not that I know of, at least.
Do I know, would the Institute have any dealings with this city? Like, do we, I don't know if I would know if like we have like any trade for like goods or books or anything like that. Like, is there open, what is the relationship there, if there is one? Or would I know it, I guess?
I would say that you don't at least know of any trade dealings between the Institute and Hobolda itself. Hobolda is part of the Swole province, this area, and so the governing is different to the Jalin Republic, where you spent a lot of time early on in the campaign. And you know that each city within the Republic has a representative from the Institute placed within its government.
And I wouldn't know who was stationed here.
Well, no one is stationed here because this is a Swole province.
Oh, okay. I gotcha. I need to pull up the map.
Yeah, so most of the dealings of the Institute are just on the other side of the mountains in the Jalin Republic.
I see. Okay. I see.
I think.
As we're walking up these stairs,
Mhm.
I want to keep an eye out for where they bury their dead, cemeteries, graveyards. Whether it's just a sign or if I can just see it as we're going up. I don't want to go there yet. I just want to know where it is.
Yeah. Roll a perception check for me.
It's not a nat 20, but it's close enough. It's going to be a 29.
29. Okay. So at this level of the city, looking around, you don't see anything. Although this is a fairly well built up city. This is an older city. So you don't necessarily see anything from this level, but you may be able to once you reach like the higher tiers, because everything kind of like levels off in that like staircase style.
Mm-hmm.
But I will bear that perception check in mind as you travel through the city.
Cool.
So as you are climbing the steps, what you notice is that the river, the Great Quench, flows through the city itself in almost like a tiered waterfall down that staircase shape to the city that's carved in. And because of that, there are several like stone bridges going across every so often. I say every so often, that sounds kind of freeform, but it is very sort of rigid, like the distance between each bridge, and you can watch people going over the top of the over the river as it flows underneath, like fairly strongly as well. As you guys are heading towards the full tankard, which is a little bit further up into the city proper, as you walk up, are you guys just going like beelining up? That's definitely where you want to go.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, just checking. So if you're following the river upwards, after a little while, you guys will come across, or at least be walking past the open. There's an open forge in front of you. It's roofed, but you can walk through it. And you like the noise of the like the roaring flames and things, and you can hear quenching going on, quenching of metals, like hot metals. And you can watch as you're coming up over, you see like these dwarves, like burly dwarves, like with like thick fingers. Like these are like hard-working dwarves, males and females, going through and like grabbing out weaponry, swords and things out of the forges, walking it over to the river and quenching it in the river itself. And as they pull it out of this river, the metal has this beautiful singing tone to it as they pull it out and go back over, then back to the anvil, and like start going through that process over and over. You see a sign that is fairly battered, not well kept. The inside of the forge is almost blackened everywhere. Just through, they work. They don't worry about cleaning the floor. And it just says heavy metal smithing.
Heavy metal.
Roz is gonna like skirt his way up next to Lost. Lost, you might want to get yourself some custom armor from here. I mean, I hear that dwarven craftsmanship is pretty on par as high as you can get.
I'd have to check with my handlers first.
Do I hear this?
But
guy?
I'm not in the mood to beg right now.
I can add it to your list. Your debts?
It sounds expensive.
Yeah.
It might be more than one.
We probably don't have enough to buy you armor. We can always ask.
I'm an elf. I live long. I can accumulate a lot of debt.
I mean,
At this rate, yes.
you've only known us for a few weeks and you've accumulated lots. So, I believe that.
We could mortgage my next life as well, if that will work. I mean, I'm really close with the Raven Queen.
Well,
I think I could work it out.
I could have given your soul to the Raven Queen, though, and I didn't. I did add that to your debts.
You're kidding, right?
I'm not kidding. Instead, I gave her the soul that was attached to the mask that we took from that one Shadar-kai elf that we killed that was also mechanical.
well, I think that it's important to remember that when it comes to the Raven Queen, she really should only take what's fated to be hers to begin with.
Are you saying that he doesn't belong to the Raven Queen?
She seems to think he does.
Well, she thought that you belonged to her as well,
And she almost took me too.
but she didn't because that wasn't your fate.
I think it's because I made her laugh.
I meant the first time.
Oh.
You know, this religion of Isis sounds so much more lenient than my queen. Do you have a pamphlet or something that I can read?
I can tell you
You're
all
all-
about Eastus.
You're already a part of the Army of Fate.
It's
Yeah,
it's
whether
like
you like
sisters
it or
with
not.
sisters with white doilies and collars go around spreading the word.
What? Why do we have doilies?
I don't know.
Just going to adjust.
Well, this sounds a lot more promising. I am going to now peruse the items at the heavy metal smith.
Okay. Yeah. So I mean, there are like armors and pieces and weapons and things just kind of like held up on what kind of look like railroad spikes, just like driven into the stone walls, and they're just hung like on things. You can tell this is like high turnover. Like these guys knock stuff out like day in, day out, and then it gets sold, exported. Like the rate that they're knocking it out means that it's going somewhere.
Got it.
But it all looks a very fine make. So depends what you are. What are you looking for?
I am looking for something that's got some substance, some style that will allow me to still move and do my Lostera things.
Okay.
It doesn't chafe against my loincloth and, yeah, very important.
Understood.
Did you just wear more clothes? Oh, okay.
Yes, I would imagine a loincloth leaves a lot of chafing to be had.
With metal armor.
Pinching.
I mean, I wouldn't know, but to each their own.
I mean, if I can afford an elven chain loincloth, that would be perfect. I heard those are very comfortable.
A chain?
It goes with my motif.
I don't know if that's comfortable.
I wouldn't move
Come on,
very quickly
Google
in one
it.
of those, though. The kickback can be.
Wait,
I can
I wanna
imagine the
Google it so
pinching
bad,
between the
but-
links if you stretch just the wrong way.
It's magical, though.
It's magical.
It's not like this stuff. It's crafted by the elves.
but this stuff looks pretty great too. Let's take a look at it.
Yeah. So as you start taking a look through the armors and things that are sort of displayed out, you see a dwarf kind of seemingly like looking at you, but you can't really tell because they've got this bright, like deep red hair that is just flat over their eyes and just crests around like a bulbous nose. And then their mustache and beard is just so unkempt that you can't see a mouth either. So it's just this nose in like almost like Cousin It. It's just like red hair and then this bulbous nose that's sticking out. But the nose seems like pointing towards you, Lost. And he kind of burly waddle walks up to you and goes,
Do I understand him?
you can make a perception check.
That's gonna be. Where's my thing? 24.
It sounds like he's saying words,
Oh.
and the intonation sounds like common.
I'm gonna lean down and ask him. Do you have somebody who works here that speaks common?
Yes.
Common.
He says,
Uh-huh.
And with that,
can
another
you
dwarf-
understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
another dwarf walks up from behind him with the same red hair, but this is just like wily, like out there, it like almost like Liberty spikes. It's not like wiry and things. There's some kind of shape to it, but it is like completely the opposite. Rather than matted down, it is up and out there. He walks up and did we lose Paul?
It just flips out. Yeah.
Okay. I wanted to make sure I wasn't just having a one-way conversation. He walks up behind the other, slaps his hand on his shoulder, and looks up and says, "Can we help you?"
Yes, I'm looking for something that fits this aesthetic. You know, maybe a sort of half plate, something that can allow me to move. You know, and let me know what sizes do you have? Do you have something in demigod?
So you want like an extra slim?
I think I'm more of a medium build.
Extra schmedium. And
I don't know. Does this come in dwarven sizes or normal
The-
elf sizes?
oh, we do all kinds of sizes. And the one with just like the nose sticking out looks to the other's ear and kind of, and he looks over and says, "Oh, really? My brother here says that you were mocking him."
No.
No. He's just a little bit hard to understand.
And he looks back at you. Apparently hard to understand. I know. We are Fear and Grimstone. We own the heavy metal smithing.
And like I try to keep a poker face, but I'm like, God damn it, I just pissed off the owners. I just see dollar signs and like getting written down in the debt books. I'm like, oh my god.
I will kind of shuffle up next to Lost, and I'll take one of my that's the wrong song. I'll take one of my roses out, and I'll give it to, was Fear the one who is hard to understand?
Yes.
I'll give it to Fear. Hi.
Huh.
This is for you.
Huh. Huh.
I wear mine in my hair. Like, we both
puts it in
have
his
red
beard.
hair.
Like a couple of inches below where his nose is. The stem just disappears in.
Lovely.
Huh.
It looks nice.
Oh.
My friend here didn't mean to upset you.
Good sirs, I just want to say, my village has purchased, implements and tools from your smith over the years, and I just want to say, I think we purchased a plow blade from your shop probably 30 years ago, and it is like good as new even today.
Oh, well. I mean, if it's still running, then it's probably one of ours.
Definitely, yes.
That means you must know Priest.
Yes, Priest. He comes to South Sola. When I was younger and when I lived at home, and he would show up and sell. We would make our orders, place our orders through him, and he would come back and get them from you guys, and he would deliver them for us. And it was. I just want to say, he always spoke so highly of you, and everything that we ever purchased from your shop was like better than we could have ever expected, or higher than any expectation.
Oh, well. It's very kind of you to say. Exactly.
I know that your armor and your weapons are your main line of work, but our village didn't have much need of that. But I just wanted to compliment you on everything that I've ever seen from you, and I'm sure that your armor and weapons are probably the best in the land, as far as I could ever expect, of course.
Well, thank you very much. Yeah, us and Priest, we go way back. We sell all of our less expensive items to him.
Well, our village didn't have need of great weapons or armor.
You're a stone hoe man. I could tell.
Sure. Yeah. But yeah. But he recommended you guys if we wanted to come in and check out the armor, and he would like a better set of armor, and we've looked, and almost every settlement and village that we've gone through, and we just haven't found the right thing for him. And I think you guys would probably be able to provide anything he needs, and you come highly recommended.
Well, if he didn't get his armor from here, then I guarantee that we can give him an improvement.
I'm sure that's true.
And we'll see about doing a decent price for you.
What does that mean, decent price? Before you make anything, I think it would be really smart to have an answer to that question.
I was gonna see what we had off the shelf
Oh, sure.
that's not already committed.
Off the rack is fine.
And he goes through taking Lost along, like a lot. Lost along. The sort of row of armors and things as you're going across. It looks really good. Like everything is polished to the T. Like even though there's just blackened things like everywhere and just kind of mess and things, people just walking in and out and stuff, like the weapons and the actual metals that they've worked and things like gleaming. You said you wanted like a half plate?
Yes. Lost looks kind of like disgruntled. He's like that. After hearing Kaya speak, he's like, in his head, he's like, this is opposite of how you negotiate, okay? You just praise the hell out of him. He's going to charge you more money. My mother used to walk through and she would have said, look at this low-grade metal. Look, I see a scratch right here. We can get a discount. She'd probably sabotage one of the leather straps to try to get 5% off or something. But no, we went and praised the heck out of the armor. Now we're going to have to pay like a premium. I'm just disgruntled. That's not how you do business.
And he shows you the half plate. And he says, well, this will probably fit you. But how much were you looking to spend? He says, kind of looking you up and down.
That would depend on how it fits. Do you have a fitting room?
Yep. And he just kind of gestures. Take your pick.
There's no fitting rooms, right?
Nope.
It's right in front of us.
I mean, like, Lost the Rock is not
What's
here.
the difference? Lost has gotten
Always naked.
in
I
front of
just-
me all
yeah.
the time.
I just start disrobing.
Here we go
And, like
again.
I'm trying to put on the armor, and I think it does fit, but I'm trying to like make it look like it doesn't fit. I'm just like, God, this.
I'm gonna walk up behind him and help start strapping him in. And
No,
Yeah.
don't leave it a little bit loose. It's
hey, Lost, you need to. I'm gonna whisper as I'm helping him. I'm like, you need to praise their work, because when the way they deal with transactions here, you want to praise them and be honest. They deal everything above board. They don't like sneaky and underhandedness. So you want to just treat them with respect. That's the most important thing, is just treat them with respect and be straight with them. Okay? And I'm strapping him in. And
my God.
all right.
Okay. That's good advice. I usually don't buy retail. I usually get it other ways. So I'm not used to being in the store.
I understand that, but I think these people are they deserve the respect, and so just treat them that way, and be honest.
All right. Well,
All right, help
go
getting
ahead.
in that. You need help getting in that fear. Why don't you go help our patron here? Like humbles up behind you and starts like cranking on all of like the buckles and things, like putting a foot on your back and like
I'm like, make sure you get real tight under the buttocks, because the extra lift, it'll serve you really well.
Because you don't get any lift from
It's sort of my
the
trademark.
loincloth.
So
You
with the
certainly don't
leg
get any lift from the loincloth.
Oh no, there's a dice being rolled.
with the leg plates, he like takes one of the straps in either hand that kind of go around like the front of the leg and kind of do up like under what would be under like the buttock, and he just cranks both the belts at the same time. Your ass goes like, but it looks like a string of sausages from the back. Like, he buckles them up, and your ass has never looked better.
Yes.
However, it starts to go numb.
Fear?
Huh?
Could you let it out like a notch?
And so it starts unbuckling a little bit, and like it starts coming back, and you get like that pins and needles feeling, which I imagine is disgusting, just in your ass cheeks.
Okay, this fits adequately. Is that good? Is that good, Kaya? Adequately?
And like fear is like going around your body, like rubbing the armor and making sure that like all the fingerprints and things are gone and things, and steps back. Grim walks over and says, "Well, looks like a pretty good fit to me. Not bad for off the rack, eh?"
I'm just going to go through my level 3 morning calisthenics just to see if I can get all the mobility and movement and stretching. Can I reach everywhere?
Yeah. Even though this is fairly heavy, compared to just like a chain shirt, you're able to move, and the plates, like, they don't even come into contact with one another.
Oh.
They just seemingly glide over. And if you start to like move as if you were like attacking, as you shift through the air, you get this just that little note that you heard from when they were quenching the swords earlier.
I try to keep a poker face and not smile, but I'm just gonna move around.
There's no way we're gonna.
You know, that's it seems very cool, but it's not very good for stealth. You know what I mean? Like, definitely not good for stealth.
Well, probably just don't move that
Detrimental.
fast if you're trying to sneak up on someone.
You do have a point. Okay.
Grimstone, why does all the metal sing here?
Oh, dwarven secrets, but this is our gift from Moradin through the Great Quench. We've always smithed our metals in this river.
So, it's specific to the water.
Like I said, dwarven secrets. But the water is a big part of it.
I always wondered how the river got its name, and now it all makes sense. The Great
Okay, and I
Quench.
start to quickly remove the armor. So, how much is this going to cost? I'm doing the thing where I'm trying not to be too attached to it. I'm going to take it off really quickly. You know, this is like, it's nice. It makes noise. Okay, yeah.
So he looks at it, looks at Kaya. Either one of you can roll me a persuasion check independently, or one of you can do it with advantage.
Persuasion.
I'll give you advantage.
Oh no.
my best one is intimidate. I'm like, bro, you better give it. I know people. Man.
I'm not a
know
part of
that.
this at all. I'm the one paying for it.
Oh, are you?
Yeah, I'm gonna leave it
I
to
have
Kaya
all of his
because
money.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I mean,
Right.
you
I
did-
trust Kaya. I trust Kaya.
Okay. All
You know-
right.
You
I'll
know,
roll
if he
with
starts
Then
to
Kaya
if
can
he
pay
starts
for
to
it.
hum and haw, Kaya, if he starts to hum and haw, just keep talking like you normally do. Just keep talking.
I will. I
All
will
right.
allow Rose if you want to do it. You could roll with the help action.
Okay, I'll roll.
One
I'll
of the
roll one.
three of you can roll with advantage. So
I'll roll with advantage. I feel
Okay.
it. Well, it's a 19 plus 0.
okay.
You didn't even have modifiers to persuasion? We should have talked about this above table before you rolled. Oh well.
No, I trust Kaya. Kaya's talking.
So I'm, Mr. Grimm, and I'm just grew up a simple farmer using your tools and your gear, and we don't have a ton of money. We're just kind of starting out on our.
That's fine. I don't need a sob story. You don't. No, I don't need all this. But you do know priests, so I'm willing to let go of this for 400 gold.
That's certainly fair. That's definitely fair.
Selling it to an army, probably 800.
Rose, I think that's really fair, a fair price. If we can afford it, I think we should get it for. And you can add it like 2 more things to the list of things he owes you.
Oh, he will definitely owe me again. I'm gonna do the mom thing with Lost real quick, and I'll pull him to the side and be like, Lost, do you really want this?
I'd really like to see the full plate, but I think it costs twice this much. So,
Well,
this
I'm
it
gonna
makes
get
my
this for
butt
you.
look good.
I'll get it for you. Okay, but you owe me again.
Again.
And I'm just standing behind my sister, just writing in my notebook on my page that is titled Glosteroth's Debts.
But just keep in mind that I could be buying another diamond with this amount of money to keep one of you guys from dying forever. Sure, here's your 400 gold. He'll take it.
Just make sure if somebody dies, it's me first, so then I don't have to pay the debts.
No, Lost, you're gonna live a long, long, long happy life. I think that's your fate.
I think Lily worked out something with the Raven Queen, so she can't take you until your debts are paid.
You're gonna live forever.
Sold. And he takes your money. Lost, you can add half plate to your inventory. It does not infer disadvantage on stealth checks.
Yep.
Ooh.
Yep. Okay. Nice.
The loud one has been partially quietened.
That's good. That's good for the group.
What's good for the goose is good for the gander.
So, is there anything else I can help you find?
Thank
Unless
you
it's
so
free,
much.
Probably not.
Weaponry, we've got wonderful great swords.
I'm quite killable. Is there a way I could not be?
That's probably not the best way to introduce yourself, but
I'm hearing it now. No, I'm hearing it now. Yes.
it's fine. Just for next time.
Sure.
Name first, then status of killability.
Yes, I am Adeline, and I am very killable. Help me, please. But I'm. You see, I'm also quite. I'm both killable and weak. I can't. I don't know. Perhaps I need to talk to a leathersmith or something, or whatever they are. A tannery.
Yeah.
Like for some leather armor?
I don't know. I just feel like I die all the time.
Oh, that makes so much more sense. I thought you were still talking about weapons.
No. I think she was looking for more offensive.
Yes. Yes. Weapons, I mean, aren't really my thing. Really, I don't have a thing anymore. We should go before I have
armor your thing,
another
though?
existential crisis.
Armor's really not your thing though either, is it?
No, I don't think so. I think it would just weigh me down and make it really hard to breathe. I don't know how you breathe under all of that. But I don't know how to not be, so stabbable.
You know, Roz and I could work with you on learning how to not be so stabbable without wearing armor.
Oh, really? That's a
I mean,
thing.
it would take like you dedicating yourself to a way of a monk type thing for at least like maybe I don't know what to call it, maybe like one level or something.
I just like that, sounds like so much, and you guys wake up really early and do stretches and stuff, and that doesn't really feel like my thing. But if I don't want to die, maybe I should. You know what? I got ahead of myself. Sorry, sirs. I have to fix my book before I can, dedicate myself to something else, I suppose. I just wish it weren't so easy to stab me. But I guess everyone thinks that deep down. A lot to think about. Thank you.
That was a lot.
Thanks again.
Don't want anything else, I'm going to get back to, work.
The rest of your gear is very beautiful, and if we're ever back this way and have the extra coin to spend, we will definitely come to your shop. Thank you.
Thank you. And say hi to Priest.
I will. I'll check on him before I leave town.
And Grim and Fia both kind of head off in different directions into the smith, picking up odds and ends and going about their day.
Adeline, I don't want you to have a existential crisis, as you put it, but I do want you to process one teensy little thing.
Yes?
If this page master that we are looking for isn't capable of fixing your book, will you be fine still?
No. No. Yes, but no. I am not. Magic is who I am. It's what I do. If I don't do that, then what do I do? I have to hold out the hope that we are on the right track in fixing this, because I don't know I don't know what I am without it. I understand everyone's saying very nice things that, like, I provide other things and whatever, and that's very nice to hear, but it's bullshit. It's such bullshit when you really get down to it. You know, like... I am putting every egg that I still possess in this basket. I admit that. And it may be setting me up for a great disappointment. But I don't know where else to put them at the moment. And if this basket falls through and they all shatter to the ground, then I'll figure out what's next. But for right now, I have to believe that this is going to work. And I have an idea, at least, for how we could gain an audience.
Well, what's that?
Well, that's what we need our friend Mr. Darcy here for. And it's something probably best discussed more discreetly than out in the street.
Well, we're going to the full tankard.
Yes.
So maybe there's a private room we can sit in.
Or a private table in low voices. I think we'll need a fair amount of finesse and the illusion of prestige to pull this off. But
Well, that probably leaves me out of it. I'm not
If
very
I
good
know-
at illusions or prestige.
if I know anything about scholarly types, which I think I do, I've been around them most of my life, well, they enjoy two things: compliments, aggrandizing of their own talents and nature, and a good puzzle. They like to solve a problem that they think no one else can.
Like your book.
Exactly. This is the perfect problem for one of such great stature to solve. If you see my angle.
That's a good plan.
Well. And it doesn't involve much deception. But I think we'll need
Well,
some
I mean, you
official
are
backing. Yes.
you are
There's no-
from the Institute of the Arcane, and you're the progeny of like these great, masters of the arcane at the Institute, and they sent you here to fix the book because they've heard such great things about the page master. That's the lying, and I don't know that I could get behind that.
Yes, which Kaya, perhaps you should sit that out, because that's the very plan. I think that is the idea. We just need an official-looking missive, as I was sent with previously, which is where Mr. Darcy comes in. But the core of it isn't a lie. This book is from the Institute, and it does need repair. And
I'm really good at lying.
fantastic. I think that we should be a group of students then. Perhaps the three of us, while the other three stand guard in case things turn sour. I don't know. We can work out the details when we're at the full tankard. Are we nearly there?
So you're having this conversation in motion. Okay, good to know.
Always. Always.
And we're
Yeah, up more flights of steps onto another level. Jarek pipes up and says, "All this talk about quenching, I think we all deserve a drink, and not on me. There it is." And he diverts your guys' attention towards a large, although shallow, like low for this area, just one level building with these beautiful, polished like the sandy colored stone that the city is made of. This is highly polished columns along the corners of the building, where a polished sandstone, like carved out sign is embedded in the wall, where it just has a full tankard. There is a picture of a tankard on it with like foam coming out of the top and some of it dripping down the side. You are at the full tankard, and Jarek leads you in through the front doors. It's not especially loud, even though it's busy. It's busy, and so there's like this constant kind of like murmur of just business and things going on. You're looking around, you don't see a lot of people like dwarves such as Fear and Grim, who are like more blue collar and things. These people are like well dressed and sat at what might look like a business meeting of some kind, or just they generally look like a little bit better off. Not that anyone would stop anyone from walking in here. This is just the ambiance of choice for those who are a little bit better off. And as you walk in, you see these marbled tiles along the floor, highly polished. And as you walk along, it kind of catches light, and you can see that they're carved into like dwarvish knotting patterns through each square tile, and it looks beautiful, because looking flat at it, it just looks plain, but the way that light catches off of the high polished surface versus the carving, you can see, like, as you look out across the floor, you can see all of the intricate knotwork. That same polished marble, it lines all of the wooden tables, and also the corner of the main bar has that same marble lining to it. You guys are at the full tankard, and that is where we're going to take our 10-minute break, because that seems like a good point to do so, before we jump into the rest of everything, which sounds like there's a lot of plotting on the way. So please stick around. We will be just 10 minutes, and we will be right back to continue with tonight's Fables of Gahlia. See you soon, guys.
go.
Hello, and welcome back to the Swole Initiative Network. You are still watching the Fables of Gahlia, the correct way to start your weekend off. So, last we left off, our intrepid adventurers had made it to the full tankard after purchasing some very nice, very sleek armor from Fear and Grimstone's heavy metal smithing. You have walked into the tavern. There are many tables out. This is a very broad building, so there are a lot of tables. And like I said before, the tables that are currently in use from patrons, they look like they're having important meetings, or they're at least people of some kind of status socializing and things. And so there are a lot of these tables rather than just kind of long benches and things to sit at. So you do have an air of privacy at each one, and the rows of tables are broken up with like half walls in between them that are just wooden half walls capped with that same marble along the top. So looking out, you see probably maybe 15 tables total. About half of them are free currently. So what would you like to do?
Adeline is going to go right up to the bar, to the barkeep.
Okay. As you go up to the bar, you see a stout dwarf, because he's a dwarf, so he's kind of genetically inclined that way, but not to the same level as you've seen with Olaf and Fear and Grim and the other smiths working at Heavy Metal. He's sort of like muscled, but you can tell that he's not really a physical labor kind of worker. He has blonde hair and almost like a Fu Manchu mustache, which comes off of his face, and it is woven into a braid from his mouth down on either side. And he says, "Oh, hello! I don't think I recognized you."
No, it's my first time to the city.
Oh,
Adeline.
welcome to Homebrew.
Thank you. It's a lovely place, and this is a particularly lovely establishment. I believe I should have a package that has been delivered here for me, addressed to Adeline Beaumont. Should have come from the Institute, I'd imagine.
Let me take a look in the back.
Of course.
And he sort of goes along the bar and then through a closed door at the back. A few moments pass, and he comes back clutching a just a I can see it in my head, words, like a small package. It's not like a parcel, it's like an envelope, and hands it to you and says, "Yeah, this came a little while ago. I expected someone to pick this up a little bit sooner, but..."
Yes, we were delayed in our travels, and she's going ahead and opening it and kind of like reading it over and kind of looking to see, kind of that thing where like you open a birthday card and you try to like, you're looking for cash or something, but like you're pretending you're reading the letter, but she's like obviously looking for something. What is inside?
So as you go to open it, the dwarf behind the bar says, I'll make myself busy. I'll come back around when you look like you're done." And sort of gives you a little bit of space, a little bit of privacy to open your letter. Opening the package, you pull out a piece of fine parchment, which you open and you see like the same symbol that is in the signet ring in your vest pocket that has been pushed onto melted wax to seal it. And so opening that and unfolding, you look into the letter written in your father's hand, and it reads, I'm just finding it. Adeline, dearest, I'm so glad that you've made it safely. I hope that you're not traveling alone while taking 3 weeks to make it back to us. Nevertheless, you are a smart girl, and I'm sure you found someone to keep you company. I'm glad that you were able to deliver the message, and surprised to hear that we were spoken about so well. But not in a bad way. You're right, there is much to discuss when you return, such as why you are taking another 3 weeks to come home. However, I'm sorry that your funds had run low, and you will find some help within the package. We miss you a lot. Please come home. Yours, Papa. Then going back into the package, you see a small, what looks like an empty kind of like an empty like a coin purse, right? With the ties pulled tight around one end. So you pull it out, and it's got almost no weight to it. And you open it.
Yes.
It's purely black inside.
I think of gold and reach into it.
You don't need to think about what you're reaching in for, but you put your hand in, and it like you start to feel coins kind of clinging over each other within the purse.
Right. Well, and she's gonna tie it up tightly again. She'll pull out one piece. And then tie it up and kind of slip it into one of the interior pockets of her vest. What is the piece that she pulls out?
It's a gold piece.
Okay, fantastic. Things are looking right. Oh, he's going to be so cross. It's going to take so much longer than 3 weeks. Okay. One thing at a time. Fix the book. Find a horse. Tell everyone... Convince them that we have to go straight to the Institute. And it will be fine because they want to go. And that's what we want to do. And it's going to be fine. Everything's fine. Okay. One thing at a time. And she kind of like, before she puts up the letter, she'll like trace her fingers over like the papa that's signed and then fold that up and put it back in another interior pocket of her vest. That's everything that's in the parcel?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. She'll turn back to the rest of the group who have they found a table or...
Yes.
I imagined us all to just be standing right behind you.
Yep.
Oh!
I'm googling the gold pieces.
The one gold piece that came out.
Oh.
Yeah. you guys found a table. Are you kind of seated away from people for like privacy?
Yes, I think we would find somewhere. Because Adeline wanted to talk.
Okay. So everyone sits down at the table, the party with Jarek.
Adeline comes back, straightening her vest. Well, great, we have a table. What would everyone like to drink? My treat this time.
Oh, somebody's a little flush. Okay. Well, we cannot be in horrible or not order some dwarven fire brandy.
Ha! I hear that.
All right. Dwarven fire brandy. Anyone else?
Make that dose.
Oh, he speaks Dwarvish.
This is the Sol province, after all. Southern Dwarvish.
Adeline, I'll have whatever you have.
All right. What time of day is it?
You guys made it like halfway through the day. So yeah, it's kind of like mid-afternoon by this point.
All right.
I'll have a cup so I blend in.
Yes. Okay. 1 cup, 1 whatever I'm having, 2 fire brandies.
I would like mine in a cup as well.
Yes. The cup is... Yeah, okay. 2 cups, 2 whatever I'm having. Well, the fire brandy's in it. I got it. Rhapsody, Kaya.
You're on mute.
What was
Speak
that?
to Tommy, please.
I think Poppy's got his tongue.
You must be
Right,
parched.
you're muted.
I barely hear you. Almost as if you're mute.
I'm sorry. I thought I was talking out loud, but I was in my own world and thinking about, the twins, from the smithy shop, and when we were, I was just lost in my
It
own.
must have had a deep impression on you.
Well, I was thinking about my childhood, and I kind of got lost in thought. But anyway, what are we talking about?
What would you like to drink here in this
Yeah.
present moment?
I think just like an ale would be fine.
Sure. Rhapsody?
Water, please.
Great. Easy. Got it. And she turns around to go, and then she comes back. She's like, I can't carry all of that.
I'm
And she
coming.
turns back
I'm
and then
coming.
goes back to the bar.
And I just follow her up there.
Rose, you're going up with them?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Going back to the bar, that same dwarf is there and says, are you ready now? You've had your moment.
Yes. And thank you so
Excellent.
much.
Absolutely welcome to the full tankard. I am your host. I have his name here. My name is David Sigvard.
Well, it's very nice to meet you. I'm Adeline. This is my friend Rose. My friends and I would like a few drinks, and she'll rattle off everyone's order. And one extra cup, and 2, and she'll look to Rose, glasses of red, a Beaujolais if you have it.
Yeah.
Can make that happen. And then you list off everything else.
Yes.
Got it. The vestibules here are clear. They are glass, as opposed to the less upmarket places that you've been in previous times, which have all been mainly like wooden. So he puts out an empty glass, as well as 2. These fire brandies are served in brandy glasses. And this brown liquor is put into it, but it gives off this like orange glow as the light hits it and dances through the glassware. Brings out ales and things, also in glass tankards. These like glass steins, basically. Sets them all out for you, as well as the water. And says, do you need help taking it over there?
We've got it. And I'm gonna pull up my shield. Like a tray. And I'm gonna put everything onto my shield. And I'll carry it back over to the table. But before I do, I'm gonna be like, that extra glass, the empty one, can you put some water in it?
Oh, certainly. I'm sorry. I thought you
No.
just said...
We did. But this is... You don't need the details. We'll just go ahead and have the glass with water.
Absolutely. Takes it. Pitcher of water into it. Puts it on the shield.
Thank you.
Ingenious. And I'll take care of the tab or the cost.
Would you like to just start one?
Oh,
I think the first
Yes.
round's on her, but you don't have to be responsible for anything else.
right. Keeping a tab open with Lost Wrath seems a bit dangerous
It
anyhow.
does, which is why I suggest you close it.
Yes. I will go ahead and settle up with you if you don't.
Close off this round. Understood.
Yes.
It'll be 2 gold, please.
Oh, of course. She'll pay. And, all right. Feels good. Let's plot. We're working on a play. So plot like that.
Wonderful.
Yes.
Are you here for the festivities?
Oh, what festivities? Maybe.
Oh, we're coming up on the annual Boulder bouts.
Well, what's that?
Oh, like games and entertainment and such. It's just been a tradition over many, many years.
Yes, that is. We are here. Yes. Great.
We usually have like troops of performers put up stages, and
Mm.
Oh, I don't think we're
There'll
here
be-
to perform.
feats of strength,
Very cool.
other traditions and such.
Yes.
Wow.
I don't think strength is quite our thing, my thing, at least. You're
Oh.
quite strong, Rose.
Don't worry, mine either.
Well, it takes all kinds.
Indeed. Well, like I said, my name is David Sigvar. Welcome to the Full Tankard. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you for the next round.
Thank you so much, David.
Thank you.
Right. We'll go back to the table. Right.
I'll put Lily's cup. Lily, these cups are glass. I thought it would be weird for you to be sat with an empty glass, so I put water in it.
That's weird that it's glass.
I know, we haven't seen this.
Really defeats the purpose for what I need.
But lots of people don't drink all of their water. So that's fine. It's more for looks.
What did you need a glass for?
So it
So I
looks.
can pretend like I'm a real person.
You are a real person.
Have you not noticed that she... And I'm very quiet when I say this. Have you not noticed that she doesn't consume anything?
I mean, yeah, I pretty much noticed it, but that doesn't mean she's not a real person.
Right, but she's just trying to keep up appearances. Her whole life.
Well, here's what who cares what other people think?
Right, but we don't really need to draw negative attention.
Some people some people might not like that I'm dead.
Well, they can just. I don't know what.
I'm sorry, what?
Right, I forgot you were here. It's not like you didn't realize. You're a very, very intelligent person.
I died when I was younger. I was stabbed in the abdomen, and my sister here brought me back to life. And now I'm trying to figure out why I died. And I keep asking my dad. He doesn't really know, although I think he knows more than he's letting on. My mom's also dead, but I talked to her.
I see.
She's
Bad
magic.
case of the stabdomen. As he
You must be a dad.
Picks up his brandy glass. His hand is like shaking.
You think that's funny?
There's nothing to be afraid of, Mr. Darcy.
No, I tend to deal with a lot of intense situations by deflecting.
Oh.
It's not intense, it's just facts.
It's intense for the recipient.
Right. Well, the first time people hear.
Can I ask what's intense about it, though?
The fact that you were telling me that you were dead and you're now here again.
What would happen if you consumed water?
I become violently ill.
She throws up.
Like how long?
Do you
Would it
remember
just
when
comes
we
back.
when we were at Eric's? I shudder at remembering and talking about this because I can't imagine the tangent we're about to go on. But when we were at Eric's,
I remember that very vividly.
yes, we know. And she did eat, and then she was so sick.
That's why I
That-
went to the bathroom
That's why.
for
That-
a really long time.
I didn't know that's why you went then.
Maybe because you were too consumed with eating the food and calculating on how many times you can bring it up. It's okay.
I wasn't calculating then. I mean, I can't help that I liked it so much.
I think you should just remember that it's not Eric, it's Eric.
That's true.
You know, the name of
You heard
the name
about
of
that.
We have
the name of the restaurant was Eric's. So.
right, but we've found the truth behind it.
And then
I
I gave
guess.
you a null ear too, and it was probably better.
Definitely.
It was certainly filling.
He served no ears.
I have another one.
This may not be the establishment for that, Lily, so we could probably wait.
Perhaps we should
I
discuss
mean,
the matter at hand.
It's just in my bag.
Right.
This just got a lot more intense. Now we're talking about feeding each other body parts. And not in the better way.
I don't understand what better
There's
way.
a time and the place, and I believe this is not the time for either.
I don't understand what that means. Isn't that what
Nor
you
the
always
place.
do? Huh?
What?
Isn't that what you always do when you eat? You're eating body parts.
Unless it's
Yes. And then I made another deflection joke. It's fine.
I think the joke may have gone over our heads, but that's fine. So, Adeline, about your
I see.
your idea.
I see you were joking. I didn't realize that at first. Now I get it. Understand now.
Right.
It makes sense.
The matter at hand, and Adeline's face is like bright red. Oh, we have to talk about how we get in front of the page master. And I think we appeal to his scholarly sensibilities. inflate his ego, present a unsolvable problem that he can solve, and we just need the official paperwork to back it. And she's going to pull out the paper, the letter she was sent from the Institute with, and the paper that she used to access the upper echelon before, and kind of slide them over. I need an official missive written from the Institute proclaiming that we have an asset from our library that needs looking after, repair, that it is beyond our capabilities, and we've heard of the reputation of this page master and seek his help humbly. But it must be official, and we must keep up this ruse. The heart of it is the truth. This book, and she'll pull out the book and put it on the table too, did originate from the Institute's library. That's where I found it. I don't think they knew what they had, or that anyone really paid much attention to it. But if they did, and they knew it was damaged, I would imagine they would want it repaired. Regardless, it needs fixing, and the truth that it is from the Institute, that I am from the Institute, could get us a long way, but the documentation will seal the deal. Do you think you can help with that, Mr. Darcy?
Oh, I see. He pulls the papers towards him. I imagine I could do something along these lines. It'll cost you another couple of brandies, though.
Happily.
Done.
You're such a nice guy, Mr. Darcy. Thank you.
Oh, I know.
There's also, and she'll pull out the letter, or she'll pause for a moment and then pull out the letter from her father along with her signet ring. If you need further reference, perhaps we can seal it officially with my family's insignia. My father has a pretty high position at the Institute, and, well, I'm sure he wouldn't like me using his name like this, but what he doesn't know, she'll slide those over as well.
Are you sure you want me to potentially incriminate your family?
Oh, when you put it like that, it sounds so bad.
It does, doesn't it? You're not used to doing this, are you?
No, I was really trying to keep a stiff. Okay.
Maybe there's a way of approaching them with your credentials of who you are.
Getting in front of him is going to be the hard part.
Right.
He sits on the Council of Four Pillars.
What can you tell us
This
about
is-
this council?
I'm sorry, say that again.
What can you tell us about this council?
I don't know a great many things about it, but it is the council that basically decides the laws of the land. King Boldar of King Boldar of King Boldar, etc., sits on the throne, but in the Swole province, the Dwarvish moved away from just a sovereign and established a small council government. known as the Four Pillars. Now, the Four Pillars decide most of the laws and other goings-on about the city and the peoples, but King Boldar still does hold a veto, therefore keeping the power balance. King Boldar still sits in on all of these meetings and such, and for the most part doesn't interfere with anything, but he does have a deciding vote, which is the big part. There are 4 of them, with the king making the 5th, and therefore, if the government or council is split, he makes the deciding vote. Long way of saying that these are very, very important people, and so getting in front of them is going to be the hardest part. Now, Miss Adeline.
Yes.
I think you're onto something.
Yes?
If I can pull this off. Now, what you'll notice about this place is that there's quite a bit of money that went into it. And you see that young dwarf behind the bar.
Yes.
What was his name?
David.
David?
Yeah, Signal. I don't know.
Sigvard.
Yes.
I thought that's what you said.
Fixing it.
He's your ticket.
Oh?
You see, he's far too young to have put this together himself. He comes from money. Who is the current page master? Might be your next question. And if it was, I would tell you that it is Page Master Yolo Sigvard.
They have the same name.
You know, that sounds like something I would say.
Indeed. Further than that, they are related.
So if we can use that connection without potentially turning eyes on my family, and she'll take the letter and the signet ring back across the table, that would be preferable. There's already tension there.
I wonder if, you know, we mentioned this after leaving the coast. That maybe they might have some interest in the goings-on of one Speaker Owain.
I think
Funny
that's
you should mention that.
Yes.
I think that we could pull this angle. If you can use the information that you have about Owain to make it seem very important that you meet with the council in order to give said information across, then maybe Davith will take you to see his father.
Do you think we should maybe like have a conversation in front of the bar, you know, the bartender, you know, Sigvard, and maybe like he overhears us and he says maybe where he would think, "Ooh, my father would be really interested to know about this." So maybe like we would do it in an innocent way, or we should say, "Hey, we understand your father is such and such, and we have some information that he would certainly be interested in." That's the upfront and honest way. Then there's the like surreptitious way, but it's not lying. I don't think, and so I'm, you know, I think I would just trust y'all's judgment on the best way to go about doing it.
Well, I
I think there's a middle ground to be had here somewhere. Maybe we don't just go about gallivanting with information that's very important, that everyone knows is very important. But you're right, we do need to take it to David somehow, some way. We need to frame it in a way that seems so dire that he has to arrange a meeting with the council.
Lost Wrath. You still have that stone, yes?
I do.
How large is it?
Oh, it's large. I can wrap both my arms around. It was pretty large.
Too large.
It's very large.
Did you
Yes.
use all of the powder?
Yes, I did.
Ross.
It was magnificent.
In
Sorry.
that vial.
Oh.
That wasn't the only vial that was gathered.
No. Roz, don't you still have a vial?
Yes, I do.
Perhaps that is part of it. Physical evidence. Something to muse over.
Or prove that we've been there?
Yes, very much so. I think Kaya's onto something. We do have to present it in a way that I don't think that he will appreciate being played on for his connections. But
We're not from here, so we wouldn't have even
Right.
made that connection if it wasn't for Mr. Darcy. Thank you very much.
exactly.
But every time we've come into any town, who have we spoken to? The person behind the bar. We've asked them questions. We've poked, we've prodded. So I almost think we should take that route.
Like a direct route. But not. I don't think we want to make it seem like, hey, we're using you.
Right.
But
Direct,
we should say, hey,
but maybe not you. Not your kind of direct. You're very honest, and it might not be the right person for this job. So, yes, but no.
So, let me get this clear. We just need to speak with this barkeep and get him to introduce us to his father naturally.
Now, I wouldn't play on his father. What I would do is put it to him to have this very important information given to the council in general.
Like,
That
Yes.
way, you're not directly using his connection to his father. What you're doing is bringing information that is needed to be had by the council to the council for the council.
Right.
and, done so in a way like we're not from here, and we know you know everyone that comes in here. We have very sensitive information. Who should we talk to about that? There's a council here, right? So maybe we could speak with them? How do we go about doing that? And all of those things.
you know what?
Go eyes will certainly go far.
I really feel like this is a good idea because I think even before anything happened to the book, we were kind of planning on doing something like this.
Yes.
Because
There
of
we go.
what-
So it's not really a lie. It's just very carefully telling the truth.
Correct.
And then once we have an audience with them, how do we turn the conversation to the book?
I
Just
think we
wait for
Well,
an
then you're in front of the page master.
But wouldn't it seem rather convenient that we just happen to also
Well,
have
you know what?
something that the page master could assist us with?
Perhaps it's payment for the information.
I have an idea. No, we don't ask for payment. When you're telling your story, when we're telling the story, when we talk about how he caved us in and we had to swim out, through the cave and through the tunnel and all that. And when you're telling the story, you can say, and when we were escaping, it even destroyed this book that I relied upon. And you just throw that in with the story of what we're telling, what happened.
He's on to something. I believe
Yes.
you can link the two together that makes it seem more fluid. No pun intended. Now, when it comes to telling about the book, maybe you say you don't rely on it.
Right.
Maybe the letter that I write
Yes.
is an explanation of the ownership of the book coming from the Institute.
And it would be like doing a favor for the Institute if we could put it back in proper order before returning there.
Well,
I
think
wouldn't bring
still-
up the word favor in front
I
of
think that
politicians.
looks yeah.
However, these are important people. And with you bringing that information to them, they may be more willing to help you out.
Yeah, so
We
after
still-
you're done with the story, you can say something like, "Yeah, I just wish I could repair my book. Do you happen to know how I might go about doing that?"
Right.
Yeah, after you told the story about how it was destroyed, it would make sense that, they might have information that can help you out.
We can still play on that curiosity without being so. God, this is so honest, but
I like it. It works. This is the best thing ever.
It does mean that this one probably won't mess it up either.
That's
That
true.
is true.
Are you talking about me?
Yes.
No, absolutely.
I really like your jokes.
Thank you.
They're really. Never mind.
As a first step, perhaps Rose and I buy a second round and are just the inquisitive people that we are.
I'm pretty inquisitive by nature, so I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
I do like the first half of this plan.
I'm
Right.
going to surreptitiously swap my glass with Lily's. My glass is empty.
Okay. Across the table?
I thought I was sitting like next to her. Probably. Just
Okay. I guess you can make a sleight of hand against her passive perception.
well, I mean, I was more trying to like hide it from the patrons in the restaurant, not her.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
I mean, you can make a sleight of hand check then.
10 plus 5, 15.
Okay. Yeah, you're able to do so.
What are you doing? It's
I'm-
my water,
I know, but you drank it all. Now you have an empty glass.
but it's got residue of ale.
It's empty.
Okay.
Yeah. You see, you now have a small glass of water in front of you, and Lily has a glass stein that's empty in front of her.
On thinking about what I just did, it might have been better just to pour your glass into my empty one and then drink.
It's already done now.
Yep. Okay.
Yes.
But there
I'll
is
be
an empty glass.
I
A
don't
ring
think
and
that
fruit.
many people are paying that much attention to us.
I didn't think it was a big deal either, but they wanted to have this demonstration that she consumes and she doesn't.
I'm going to pretend to drink out of the stein.
Okay.
Don't
Make a
drink it
strength
too
check.
fast. It can get you tipsy.
What?
I said make a strength check, and then I said I'm joking.
I have a
Sorry,
plus
lads, they're
one.
not right, but yeah.
I have a plus one.
Oh,
She has the
you-
same.
okay.
She has the same strength as I do.
Wow.
Yes. Okay.
Yes. I will
Sorry.
go get the next round.
Done deal. I'll start work on this letter.
Nice.
You don't happen to have a quill, do you?
Oh, and she'll take out her quill and like have it float through the air to him. Can I do that?
Oh. Fancy.
Nice.
Hey, that's
Very much my style.
That still works.
Yes. I suppose items imbued with magic I can still have access to, but it's not coming from me. But we have a plan. It's so different than how I was thinking, but it's honest, at least. I don't know if that's good. I think I'm better when lies are on the table, but, you know?
I mean, lies, truth. If it's not meant to be, it won't be.
God, what an outlook you have.
I mean, when you serve the goddess of fate, that's pretty much the only outlook you can have. Fate rules everything.
I can't say that I've ever really given much stake to fate.
Let me
But
ask
I
you a
am
question.
starting... Huh?
Let me ask you a question.
Okay.
Deep inside of you, in your gut, in your core, the thing that makes you you, do you feel like you'll find your magic again?
Yes.
Then just follow that. Let it guide you. And that, to me, is following fate. Whatever will be, will be.
Okay, Sarah.
It's hard for me to not process everything to nauseum with my brain and rationale, but I think perhaps letting that go a bit will be good for me.
Yeah.
But first, we follow our gut to... Oh, God. Do you remember what they were telling us about, like, flirting before? Like, do we need to do that where we're
I've
like...
got this.
Okay, all right, you take the lead.
Sure.
Oh,
Do y'all need any help?
No.
we've got it.
As the girls walk off, I'll look at Kaya. You're not actually going to drink this, are you? And just take Lily's glass of water and Roz's as well. Don't look at me that way. And get up and go find Montague and Bensworth and hand
Oh, they're at the
off
cart.
They're at the cart. They're outside.
No, they're
going
way,
outside.
Way down.
Oh,
they're way down by the market.
Oh, they're not even here. They're just watching
No.
it. Okay.
They're at the cart. Yeah. Sorry, man.
Yeah, I was just practicing my giant a while ago. You know, the whole case Sarah thing. That's just giant. Something about fate.
Lost boy. How are you liking that brandy?
It's very good. It tastes fresh. Doesn't taste like it's traveled very far. But I could use another one. You guys just talk and talk and talk too much. If it was me, I would follow home David, kidnap him, send a letter to the page master, and demand that the book get fixed.
Yeah, but then you're a wanted criminal. We're trying to get you away from that.
At least he'd be wanted for once, right? I'm
That was a mean
just
joke.
kidding with you. But I do believe you're right. Less thinking, more drinking.
Yes. That's a good motto. Less
You
thinking,
can have that
more
one.
drinking. Yes.
Okay, ladies.
Shall I lead?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm afraid I'm going to start sweating. Yes.
Okay.
Good luck.
Anyways, David? Sigvar?
Yes. What can I do for you?
Well, we will take another round. And
Beautiful. Same as before?
yeah.
Absolutely.
But as you could probably tell, we're not really from here. And we're not really here for the festivities. Seems how we didn't really know anything about them. That wasn't, we're not trying to fool you. Are you familiar with the little town up the ways called? Nope, I don't remember. Does anybody else remember what the town was called?
You talking about Hunger's Edge?
Hunger's
Yes,
Edge?
Hunger's Edge, thank you. Called Hunger's Edge.
Honestly, no.
Okay, well, they are not very good people there. And
No.
yes, we are here, seeking, refuge from them. And
Are you all right? Do you need help?
well, we're okay. We're okay. But
We've been through so much, though.
she knows. There was this person there. He's in charge. Owine or something?
Yes, I think that's what it was.
And I'm reading him insight wise, like if he recognizes what I'm saying, if he's like actually understanding, like.
Yeah. Make an insight check.
24.
24. So you the word Owine kind of like his facial expression kind of changes in a sort of surprised way. 24. Like he didn't expect to hear that name. But then his expression changes again to more of like a I don't know if they meant who I think they mean.
Okay, if I read that, I'm gonna say they called him Speaker Owine. And he was in charge. And he was Dwarven.
We thought he was friendly at first.
Yes, he actually asked us to help him, and we did. We went to help him, and then he left us to die in a cave.
He what?
Yes.
Well, he sent us to the mines. They've been having terrible trouble there. God, you wouldn't believe what they've dug up.
Yes.
But the place, it caved in on us, and it was his doing.
What? Digging, you said?
Yes.
Oh, yes. Quite the operation.
And they're very determined. They've found something that they believe is very valuable.
It was strange. There was this glow about the place. I'd never seen anything like it before.
It was like blue light, right?
Yes.
What's this Owine? Was he like... Description-wise, was
he
he
was
like...
Dwarven, like
Yay,
like you.
hi.
Kind of eccentric.
Yes. His hair looked like whatever his hair looked like.
Detail.
So you go ahead and you relay the description of...
Yes, we will relay the description of Owine.
He
that
had
I'm
two
sure
eyes.
I wrote down somewhere.
It was a
His
crane.
eyes were very eye-like.
Yes. Yes. Uh-huh.
If this is who I think it is, And he starts like playing with one of the braids in like an anxious kind of way. It's like carrying on that insight roll. You can see like this is a tell for him. Have you told anyone?
No, we came straight here. He even told us, he said not to come here.
Yes.
He said terrible things, but everyone here has been so lovely. I don't know why.
He looks to both ends of the bar and then leans over and says, What was he digging for?
That's just it. And I'll pull out the little vial full of the dust Druadite.
Do you have it?
Oh, I assume I asked for it from Roz when I asked that question earlier. Did you give it to me?
If she would have asked for it, I would have handed it over.
Sorry.
Okay.
Sorry. And I pull out the little vial. This is just the dust.
The glowing dust, the glowing teal dust within the small, like, test tube vial. He looks at it and his eyes go wide.
I'm just gonna, like, put it back into my bag of holding.
Adeline, make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, fudgy. Okay. Okay, hold on. Sorry. D&D Beyond.
Do I see this happening? Like, her...
See her making a Constitution save?
Like, do I see
That's
something
kind of
change in her?
Wait a moment.
Okay.
I rolled a 19 on the die as a saving throw. 23.
23. When you see the dust give that glow in the vial, that mark on your arm gets awful itchy. Like it's digging into your skin. And your breath gets caught in your throat as you see it pulled out. And then once it's put away, you didn't even realize that you'd stopped breathing at the sight of it.
Mm. She's just kind of fidgeting with her sleeve a little bit.
Do you know of anyone who... I mean, there's people in that town, and I'm not really sure if they're there under their own accord, and there's people going into these mines and being killed all the time, and I'm not sure, but potentially there's people's lives in danger, and I mean, we escaped with our lives, but just barely.
Just barely, and with irreparable damage to, well, I shouldn't go into it, but...
Oh, but I will.
Some precious items.
Yes.
You said there are people being held captive against their will.
I can't 100% say that it's against their will, but it doesn't. I mean, they're going into these mines and not returning.
And they don't want to go. We know that they fear it. They fear it so deeply.
But they still go.
They fear the mines.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, because they're full of basilisks.
Yes.
And
worse.
And basilisks that's consumed this substance and have grown immensely. They're huge and deadly.
We think it must contain some arcane power.
I see.
Have we said too much to you? This is just all so much
No,
for
no,
us
no,
to
no, no,
handle.
no,
And
no.
we want someone to help us and someone to help them, and we don't know
With-
how to get in front of the authorities to really even do anything.
Oh, who to
Make-
even go to? We're afraid for our lives.
Make a persuasion check.
Can I help her?
Yes, you can have advantage with the help action.
Advantage? Persuasion, 18.
I might know of the right people to put this information in the hands of.
Oh, really?
Oh, that's lucky.
It's not something that I like to do, but I can definitely see about trying to get you in front of the council.
The council?
Most of the people in here would fight tooth and nail to get in front of them.
Oh,
So not too loud.
of course.
I will see what I can do.
That's really kind of you.
Yes. We just
But-
want to help.
This information, it better be true.
Absolutely.
100%.
Leave it with me. Come back tomorrow. I'll see what I can do.
Oh,
Thank you.
thank you.
Absolutely.
I'm going to take a rose from my hair and hand it to him and say, I think fate brought us to you today. And I'll just hand it to him.
Oh,
My name's Rose, by the way.
Rose, I am David Sigvard.
I know. You said that before.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
I'm gonna try to do the eye
Thank
thing.
What's that? You're gonna try and do the eye thing? Make a persuasion check. I will. Yeah, I'll give you advantage on this one.
17.
17. He looks up at you, and you just see like the round cheeks that he has just go this light shade of pink and then into a deep red. And he goes, yeah, your drinks. I remember what you had. Same as last time. I'll just bring them over, okay?
Okay,
Oh,
thank you.
No problem. And he goes about getting the glasses together.
And as we turn around to go to the table, Adeline's doing that like school, like elbowing her, like, you did it, you did the thing.
It worked. It worked.
It all worked.
It did.
Adeline, as you're walking back towards the table and you're sort of ribbing your friend, the itch gets worse. And your eyes, without even meaning to, go directly to the area that you saw Rose put away the vial. Just for half a second. But your arm feels so uncomfortable.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go to the restroom really quick.
Are you okay?
Great. I'm great. And she's just gonna turn around and go, are there facilities?
Yeah, no, it's just a toilet in the middle of the floor. Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can.
Time periods are wishy-washy. I would like. She wants.
No, this
Adeline's
is a
gonna
place.
go.
This is a nicer place.
Adeline's gonna go and just pull up both of her sleeves and just like run cool water over her arm for a while and splash some onto her face and just kind of try to breathe deeply, but also she's very much, I think, imagining that feeling that she had when she had her magic back. And that has been this all-consuming thought. And I think that's playing out very vividly for her right now.
Yeah, that thought and feeling and the want to have that sudden rush of power is manifesting physically. And you pull back the sleeve that has the mark left by Ka'in, and it is usually slightly discolored like a scar. It's now blotchy and red and angry. Almost like hives all over it.
It's okay. It's okay. You're going to get it back. You're going to get it back. The first step. We've taken the first step. All right.
As you're telling yourself this, there's another voice in your head. It sounds very, very familiar. And it just says, you know, there would be a much easier way to get that power back. Just like we did last time.
We?
The voice is your own.
We did. And I had so many ideas. What if we imbue it in the ink? What happens then? There's so much more that could happen. What if we could imbue the ink and place it in ourselves? What then? We have to fix the book first. But if we need it, we know where it is. Splash water on my face. Right. She'll go back out and face the group.
After that little pep talk, everything starts to settle down a little bit within you, and you rejoin your friends.
Did you tell them how it worked?
I did. You okay?
Great. Yes. So tomorrow is the next step. I suppose we need a place to stay tonight. We can figure that out.
Right.
Is this place okay to stay at, or should we find is this place too expensive? Should we find a more why, I don't know what the word is, a better place to stay that would probably be better within our budget?
Probably one with rooms would be a good start.
I was about to say, I don't think this place is an inn.
Oh, right.
Right. Is there one close by?
We could find rooms around this area of town.
That's probably a
Little
good idea.
pricier, but
This is probably good to stay.
altogether probably a little safer than staying at the Soggy Beard.
Okay.
We can afford it.
Sounds like we can.
Sure.
All right.
Where do you recommend?
There's a hotel type building down the road from here called the Tall Order.
Now, Mr. Darcy, I know that you have a taste for the finer things in life. Is this one of those finer things? Is it going to be really expensive?
It's a lovely place.
Most people call hotels just hotels, not hotel-like places.
Well, I suddenly realized that hotel was probably not the right word given the setting that we're in.
Oh, yes. Fair enough. Fair enough. I was reading into that.
You said tall order?
Yes. Dwarvish sense of humor, I suppose.
Oh.
Well,
It's not a brothel, is it?
No!
Okay.
That's down the other way.
That's tall drink of water, I think. Never
You could
mind.
probably find one if you went to the right place. If you're into that.
all right, let's...
Tall Order is a very high building.
Oh.
Sticks out. You probably saw it from the bottom.
Sure, let's go there.
All right. I think I probably need one more round, though, just to finish out this letter.
Of course.
Thank you so much. And another one for my lost friend here.
As always, she'll go back to the bar
Adeline,
and get...
I'll
Yeah?
take care of this one.
He looks over at Lost and says, "You're welcome."
You don't need to, Rose.
That's okay, but you didn't promise 3 rounds for anyone.
No, but I'm such a pushover.
Right. So I'll take care of this one.
Right.
We will order the last round for Mr.
Cool.
for Mr. David. What is it that we're drinking, Adeline?
Oh, the Beaujolais, which I
Red
realize is
wine.
an area that doesn't exist in this world. So,
Oh, it's off plane. I love it.
yes, extra plainer wine.
Love it.
Yes, so you're able to procure another round of drinks and take it back just as you see Jarek is finishing off the letter and is matching the signature of one Silas Lithbrook against the bottom. And for that, I rolled a natural 19.
My father's signature?
The only thing he has is the credentials.
Oh, yeah.
Rather incriminate your dad than mine. Sorry.
So the letter is finished, and he slides it towards Adeline as you slide him the brandy glass.
I look it over. Does it look convincing?
Make an investigation check.
I don't really mind. 13.
13?
Yeah.
Not a spit of difference between them. Exact.
This is amazing.
Yes,
Darcy,
it's more of a pattern of behavior than anything at this point.
I really don't know how to respond to you sometimes.
I get that a lot.
I would imagine so. Thank you. Very much. Your
You're
help in
welcome.
this. I'll remember this.
All
Fold it up
right.
in-
Finish up and head to the tall order, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Should we get one to go?
No.
I think, they probably have stuff there, to be honest.
You make a good point. We can sit down over there. We could get room service. That would be wonderful. To the tall order.
To the tall order.
And he stands up and starts leading everyone out. Some walking sort of slower than others. As you head down the street to the tall order, and we will pick up there next time. That voice gets stuck with me every time. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Next week we will pick up as we make our little homestead at the tall order. Thank you so much for watching. This was great. It was a really fun episode.
And the gifted subs and the new subs and the prime subs.
Yes, thank you. I was in a lot of the role play this time, and so I wasn't able to kind of keep an eye on it like I usually do. But thank you so much. I did see that there was a raid somewhere along the line. Thank you. Thank you for the new people who have subbed in. Thank you for the gifted subs, all the subs, the prime subs, all of the subs. Thank you so much. It's going towards launching all of our new shows. We have Spelljammer that is like right on the cusp of being put together now that we've fixed up a couple of things that were delayed, and we will then be working on a show GM'd by, or keepered, I should say, by by our very own Ashley, who plays Adeline. She'll be running a Call of Cthulhu series called The Hollow. So that will be the next thing that we release after Spelljammer. But stick around after the weekend. No, we're off. We're off for Legends this week because Mike is not in the country. So we will be back here next Friday for the Fables of Gahlia. So make sure you are back here to figure out where all of the political intrigue is going. I love these storylines. Thank you so much for watching and sticking around. We're gonna raid someone.
Ice cream.
Ice cream sandwich. Yes. So stick around for the raid. You'll get bonus channel points. You get extra 250 points just for being part of the raid going into there. So you can use those next week to give people some flex points, which they may need getting in front of the 4-pillared council. So thank you so much. We're going to go and raid Dice Cream Sandwich. Thank you so much for starting your weekend off the right way with Fables of Gahlia. We will see you next week. Have a great one, guys. Much love. Bye-bye.